So you want to go to Disneyland Paris, but you're stopping in Paris first. How do you get to the parks from Paris? Let me show you. Hello everyone and welcome to another one of my videos. I am here in Disneyland Paris today, but I wanted to make a video to show you the best way to get from Gare du Nord in central Paris to Disneyland Paris, because so many of you have asked me this, so many of you find it difficult. Understandably so. The first few times I did it, I found it quite overwhelming because it does require you to take the French tube, so the RER is what it's called, but it's actually a lot easier and more simple than you might think. So in this video I'm going to try my best to show you how to get from Gare du Nord to Marne la Vallée Chessy, which is where I'm at now. I obviously just did the journey myself, so it's easy. I've done it before many times and I know that you can too, but of course before I got to Paris I was in London. People can be all over the world, it doesn't matter. You can still get to Disneyland Paris from Paris regardless of where you originally came from. I came from London, so let's do a quick montage of my Eurostar from London to Paris first. I am now in Gare du Nord, Paris. That was a very quick journey. Obviously it wasn't, it actually took about 2-3 hours, but it was a nice journey, quite busy. You can see the crowds behind me as well. It's a busy day for traveling today. I don't really know why. It's a Thursday, so random day of the week, but it's very well organized as far as I can see. Behind me there are staff members telling people where to go, if they want to get a taxi, if they want to go somewhere else. Very well organized. Also, at the moment in time when you come to France, you have to show that you're fully vaccinated. So even though they will have checked you beforehand in the UK, once you get here you still need to show them like a ticket just to guarantee that you are fully vaccinated and you don't have to take an antigen test. Otherwise you have to take a free antigen test just to make sure you're negative, which I personally think is a good idea, but I'm of course fully vaccinated and I had already done antigen tests myself at home yesterday just to make sure, just because I feel like it's a responsible thing to do anyway. But yeah, this is Paris Gare du Nord train station, or at least part of it anyway. This is a huge station, pretty big station to be fair. The taxis are over there. That's where I just came out of for the Eurostar, and you can see it is busy. There are still people coming out constantly. Now Gare du Nord station is one of the 6 major railway stations here in Paris. It's also, I believe, the busiest station in the whole of Europe in terms of how many people come into it, I think. I might be wrong, but it's a fact that I read somewhere, and I can see it being true to be fair, because it is very busy every time I come here. So obviously I took the Eurostar from the UK, from London to get here, but you know, you can get here from other countries as well, other countries in Europe. You can get here from Belgium, from Netherlands, Germany. This train station actually has connections to loads of different areas of Europe, and also the RER is here, so it's like a tube underground station as well, and also the TGV. Like there's loads of things that you can get from here. Buses. It's connected to loads of places. So obviously in this video I'm going to be showing you how to get to Disneyland Paris from Gare du Nord train station, but the method is going to be the same regardless of what train station you start from, because the RER tube journey is what you need to know, and how to get to Disneyland Paris is based on that and the journey with that. So I feel like you're going to be fine with any train station that you go to, but a lot of places, a lot of countries, a lot of major cities in Europe will kind of bring you to Gare du Nord anyway, so I feel like it's a popular place to start our journey. Right, this is me. I've been standing here for the past 5 minutes just talking to you, kind of taking in my surroundings. I like doing that anyway, especially on a busy evening like this. There's a Starbucks around the corner which I normally like to go to when I do this route to Disneyland Paris. When I come to Paris first, Gare du Nord train station, this is just a nice place to go to and maybe get a drink or something. I might go there in a second actually. So it sadly looks like the Starbucks behind me is already starting to close. It is 8 o'clock actually at the moment, 8 p.m. in the evening. This is the latest I've ever gotten into Paris actually in all my trips that I've had to Paris and Disneyland Paris over the years. Also, as I showed you earlier, you can get taxis if you exit from this area here, the sortie sign. There's signs for taxis as well, parkings, everything. Literally, this station might be overwhelming and big and busy, but it's very well signed from my experience. If you do choose to take a taxi from this station to Marne la Vallée, which is where Disneyland Paris is, I would say the price is normally between 50 to 70 euros, so it can be quite expensive. especially if you get the regular taxis. You can also get an Uber. That's probably going to cost you about 40 euros, 45, depending on like traffic and stuff. I personally don't like doing that. I've done it a few times before when I was younger, but I think the journey, the way I'm going to show you now with the RER, which is the French tube, basically their version of the metro, is going to be a lot cheaper, and honestly it's going to take the same amount of time as well, more or less. So it's my preference. As you can see, this train station is very, very busy, and they've got trains coming in at all times, even at this time of evening. But what you want to be looking for is the signs for the RER, which, as I said, is the French metro system here in France. So I came out of over there, basically. I think it was platform number 8 or 7 maybe. That's where I came from. I've only walked a little bit forward, and already you can see the signs for RER. Like I said, it's very well signed, I would say, the station, despite its hugeness. So there you go. Very, very nice and clear. It says the RER, obviously toilets as well, all downstairs, so that's where we're going to head to. Whilst I'm on the escalator down, I thought I would let you know that I would really appreciate you liking this video or subscribing if you found it helpful, or also just leaving a comment down below and letting me know if there's any questions that you have or any other way that I can help you, because I'm always happy to help, especially with things like this, because I know that for a lot of people this journey can be quite overwhelming, and a lot of you have asked me to do this. That's why I'm doing this video. I'm literally doing it because you've asked me to, otherwise it wouldn't have been something that I would probably do. Whilst we're in this little area here, I thought I would point out the toilets over there that are very conveniently located on your way down from the escalator. I have used them quite a few times. You do have to pay, but you can pay by card if you don't have change. Also, here you've actually got humans, so if you want to talk to people, you can, but obviously at the moment, as you can see, the services area is closed, probably because it's quite late, but they do have some machines there for other tickets that you might want to buy. The tickets that we're going to be getting for Disneyland Paris, you're not going to be getting them from there anyway, so it's fine, thankfully, even though there's a bit of a queue. Ours isn't that busy because ours is actually on this side over here. And one of my favorite things about traveling a little bit later on in the day, like right now about 8:15 p.m, is that just generally speaking the station's not as busy here, at least not the underground station here. So yeah, we're gonna go and get our tickets. Right, so these are the machines that you need. Like I said, if you come here during like regular times, you can actually go and talk to a human being and ask for tickets if you find that easier, but the machines are pretty easy to use as well, so I'm going to try and show them to you as best as I can. Also, I like that they've put these on the floor at the moment because of like social distancing, I guess, to make sure that people stand in the right spot. So bear in mind that it's going to be quite difficult to show this to you at the same time as doing it, but I'm trying my best. Also, there are some lights in the reflection. I apologize for that. Anyway, this is the first screen. You go to languages and choose whatever language you want. So we're going to go with English, purchase tickets, and then really like nicely designedly here, they've got a little area here that says, you know, what do you want, and there's an option here that says tickets for airports, Ile-de-France, main stations, tourist areas. Disneyland Paris is obviously a tourist area, so we can just go from that one, and then it says what's your departure destination. Choose station of departure, which is Gare du Nord, where we are, so we just press that, but you can choose a different one if you wish to, you know, go somewhere else. And then it says where do you want to go to, your destination. So they've got airports, main station, tourist areas. We just choose tourist areas. Now there are different ways that you can do this. You can just like type in Marne la Vallée train station if that's easier for you. I've done that before, but this is the simplest way because Disneyland Paris just comes up as an option for you here, as you can see, hopefully. And you press that, and then it says full fare or child fare. Obviously I'm an adult, sadly. And then it says how many do you want. Obviously I want a return ticket because I want to be able to come back here, because that's my return journey back is from Paris as well. So I say 2. It actually does tell you here, buy 2 tickets to save time, and that's what I normally do. So 2 tickets, which comes to about 15-20 euros. There you go. And then you say yes, you want this, and then that's where you pay. So it's just now saying please wait, do you want a receipt? Yes, why not? The tickets will just be down here. Look how cute they are, by the way. I love how tiny their tube underground tickets are here in France. Like, is there a receipt anywhere? Ah, it does. Oh, there you go. That's the receipt. Got the receipt as well. Perfect. So I'm going to show these to you in a second properly. So as you saw, I got given 3 of these little tickets. The first one's just a receipt, so I'm just going to put that in my pocket to save this just in case I need it later. And then these 2 over here are my underground tickets for the journey. So yeah, they basically both look the same. It's got the journey from here to Marne la Vallée to Paris basically, or Paris to Marne la Vallée, depending on which way you're going. 760 euros each, so if you just want a one-way ticket it would be 760 euros, but as I said, I want to come back here because that's where my Eurostar leaves from. And yeah, they're cute and little, so make sure you don't lose them. That's one of the reasons I wanted to have the receipt, just in case. I don't know what happens if you do lose them. I doubt they'll give you another one for free even if you do have a receipt, but it's just always good to keep the receipt anyway. Thankfully I've never lost mine actually, but it's easy to lose because they are quite small. But anyway, now the next part of the journey is to actually do the journey and go into the underground, which is one of my favorite parts actually because it's a lot easier than you might think. So let's just continue walking. Basically what you need to get to Marne la Vallée, which is where Disneyland is located, is line A. And unfortunately from Gare du Nord there is no line A, so you do have to change once. And good news for us basically, both lines B and D take us to Châtelet-les-Halles, which is where we can then swap to line A. So you've got two options. You can either take line B or D, just depends on which one comes first. So we are just going to follow the signs for the RER B and D, which at the moment is telling us to go that way. Obviously I do know the way myself, but I want to show you the signs as well. So if it's your first time doing it, you can see that it's pretty, like I said, it's well signed for the most part. And if you are struggling for some reason to find one of the underground areas, you can always ask somebody. Unfortunately, I haven't noticed a lot of staff members here. Oh, look at that mini balloon over here. Hello. Yeah, generally speaking, I don't see a lot of staff members in the RER section of Gare du Nord. There's quite a lot of them at the top in the main station, but not a lot here. So I guess if you are really struggling, just ask anyone, like a stranger, somebody who looks like they know what they're doing, because they would, I'm sure, be happy to help as well. It's pretty straightforward anyway. Like I said, you can see the signs here, RER, B and D, both take you to the same place, Châtelet-les-Halles, and it's telling you to go this way, which is what we're going to do. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say at the moment. I'm just walking to the gates to use my cute little ticket and get onto the platform to go to Châtelet-les-Halles and then change into line A. Now, one thing that is incredibly hard to film as a solo traveller is going through these gates behind me. So I'm going to insert a clip of when I went through the gates last time I was here a couple of months ago, so you can see what it's like. But basically the machines don't eat your ticket, so you need to keep your ticket afterwards because you'll need the same ticket again once you get to Marne la Vallée, where Disneyland Paris is. And yeah, easy, simple. As you can see, they are quite narrow as well, so pretty narrow gates, but it's fine. Like I said, a bit hard navigating it with like suitcases as well on your own, but it's all good. And now we are going down the escalator. Okay, so as I said, this station is big, so even when you come down the escalator, you still have to go down another flight of escalators here, which is again nicely marked with D and B, which, as I mentioned before, both take you to where you need to go to change to the next line. This is me on my way down to the platform. You've got the D line on your left, which is actually here right now, and then B will be on the other platform. But as I said, both will take you to where you need to go. But for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to jump on this train just yet because I want to show you exactly what you need to do before you get on one. So you have a quick look at the table here, and what you need is your next stop to be Châtelet-les-Halles, which you can see over there. The next stop from here is Châtelet-les-Halles, which is perfect. It's only one stop, so we can get on this. Let's do it. Because the tube is so quiet at the moment, I have actually sat down, even though it's only one stop away. I thought, why not, you know? It's nice to see it so quiet, by the way. If you come here anytime during the day, or during rush hour especially, it's not going to be like this at all. You might just have to stand with loads of other people. Also, one phenomenal thing that I particularly like about the Paris metro system is that they have lights, so it's very hard to miss the stop that you need to go to. Like right now, the station, the Châtelet-les-Halles station, is flashing, so we know that that's the next stop. And obviously we came from Gare du Nord, which is the one before that. I hope you can see this, and I hope you can hear me. It is quite loud here. But yeah, it's only one stop to the next one because Châtelet-Les-Halles has line A, which is the one that we need to take to go to Marne la Vallée train station for Disneyland Paris. Honestly, I know I've been vlogging for like years and years, but I feel like if this tube at the moment was busy, I would not be able to film at all. I've been on this journey many a time when it's been packed and there's no way I can get my camera out in a packed train. But right now it's empty, it's fine. And we've just reached our stop, Châtelet-Les-Halles. Oh, that was nice and quick. There you go. Let's get off. And this is Châtelet-Les-Halles, which is, like I said, one stop away from Gare du Nord. And thankfully this station does have the line A, which is what we need. And one of the best things actually about this is that you don't even have to go far to change lines. Like literally, look at that. Line A is just over there on the opposite side, like waiting for us. So good, right? Like so easy. So there you go, line A, and it does have the Marne la Vallée train station name and also a Mickey logo, so you can't go wrong with that. You like know for a fact that you're going to Disneyland Paris now because you've got Mickey's face there. One thing you do need to be careful with is the last stop that the trains go to. So as you can see, the first one here, which is approaching right now, is not going to Marne la Vallée, but the next one is. So this is the one that's just come. We're not going to be going on this because this isn't going all the way to Marne la Vallée. Marne la Vallée is the last stop of line A, of the direction that you're going to. So the next one's coming in 2 minutes. Again, very efficient. I love these boards. Like all the info you need is there. Obviously, if you miss that one, you're going to have to wait quite a bit, half an hour for the next one. But I think, again, throughout the day, these are a bit more regular. If you do find things confusing, by the way, they do have maps here as well. I'm not very good with maps personally, but there you go, you can see the Eiffel Tower. I mean, I presume we're somewhere here where it says Châtelet. This is the bus map, by the way. If you want the underground map, it's just there's this one here. Bit less confusing, but you can see we're here right in the middle, Châtelet-Les-Halles, and we need to go all the way east to Marne la Vallée Parc Disneyland. So quite a lot of stops. It takes about, I want to say 40 minutes, the whole journey, but at least you don't have to change anymore. So like once you've done the quick change from Gare du Nord to Châtelet-Les-Halles, which we just did, you can just relax, get on the train, the right train, as I said, because like I said, there are some that go to other places. Like this one here was the one that just left the platform. You don't want that one. You need the one that goes all the way to Marne la Vallée. And as I said, thankfully it's like shown to you quite clearly on the boards here. Speaking of it, it has just arrived. Lord have mercy, I'm actually getting excited now. I'm going to Disneyland. Can't wait.
Val de Fontenay. Torcy. Bussy-Saint-Georges. Val d'Europe. Assurez-vous de ne pas oublier vos affaires personnelles.
Please ensure you collect all your belongings. Vergewissern Sie sich, dass Sie nichts vergessen haben.
So I've been on the RVR for the past close to 40 minutes, I want to say. We're just at Val d'Europe, which you can see is only one step away now from Marne la Vallée station. A lot of you might actually have heard of Val d'Europe. There's a big shopping centre here. I have previously recommended some hotels here to stay at, non-Disney ones but partnered ones, some of them not partnered but still very good. Hotel l'Elysée is my favourite one. If you haven't checked out my video tour of that hotel, have a look at it down below. I'll leave the link for you. It's a great hotel, great location to stay at as well if you don't want to be fully in Disney. Val d'Europe is just a lovely place to stay, and like I said, only one stop away. But yeah, literally just me and one more passenger now on the train. That's another benefit of getting to Paris quite late. It's about 9:15 p.m. right now. Not many people are going to want to go to Disneyland Paris, Marne la Vallée. I mean, I understand that Marne la Vallée is not just Disneyland Paris. There are other things there as well. There might be people that live there or nearby. That might be their stop, regardless of Disneyland Paris. But generally speaking, there's not going to be many people wanting to get off there. So coach now. Like I said, just me and one more person. That's where I can finally talk to you. I have been timing it as well, so once we get to Marne la Vallée the next like 5 minutes or so, I'll stop the time watch to see exactly how long it took from Châtelet-Les-Halles, just as an experiment, you know. It will depend, it will vary from time to time depending on how busy it is, etc. But just as a rough estimate, like I said, I think the whole journey from Gare du Nord to Disneyland Paris, Marne la Vallée takes about 45-50 minutes. As I said, I started the time watch at Châtelet-Les-Halles, so after I'd already swapped to line A. But yeah, it's been nice. It's nice to have a bit of an empty carriage, because for the past, basically for most of this journey, there's been people here, and I'm on the bottom floor, so RVRs here have 2 levels actually, which is fun. I'll show it to you when we get out. But that's one fun thing about the line A RVR anyway, the one that goes to Disneyland Paris. You can choose where to sit if it's not too busy. You can be on the top floor, which is where I normally try to sit. Today I came to the bottom floor. Just, you know, options.
Marne la Vallée Chessy, Paris Gare du Nord.
There you go, Marne la Vallée is the next stop. Time is 21:15, so 9:15 p.m. You might be able to hear a baby crying. Oh, Lord have mercy. We're going to be here in a second.
Assurez-vous de ne pas oublier vos affaires personnelles.
Please ensure you collect all your belongings. All change, please. This train terminates here.
So this is it. This is the last stop, as I mentioned. Just going to have to go up the stairs. This is the middle section, and as I said earlier, you can also sit on the top deck if you wish to. But yeah, let's leave and officially be at Marne la Vallée Chessy station, and you've got the Paris Disneyland logo on the bottom. We are here. This is where the Eurostar would bring you if you got the Eurostar direct from London. Literally this exact same station, but we just did it a different way. Also, very quickly, this is what the RVR looked like. So they have just turned the lights off because it's the end of the journey. So I don't actually know what it's going to do. I think it's going to, I'm not sure what this is going to do. End of the line, but it's quite big, as you can see, quite tall. Double-decker tube, if you like. But we're just going to go up the escalator now and be officially at Disney Village. Of course, don't forget that when you come up the escalators, you need your ticket again, the same ticket that you used earlier to get out of these gates. It's very quiet. I've never seen the station so quiet before. I love it. I need to travel late more often. Like, look behind me, where I just came up from, there's hardly anyone there. Hardly anyone got off at the same stop as me. And even at the station, there doesn't look to be too many people. Right, I've got my ticket again. It's going to be difficult to show to you as I leave, so I'm going to show you a clip from me doing this a couple of months ago instead. And there you have it. We are officially at Marne la Vallée. We're through the gates. We're here, we're at the station that I think most of you will recognize, even if you've never done this journey the way I did it through Paris before. If you've just done it through the Eurostar, you will recognize it in a second. So there you go. This is obviously line A RER, which is where we came from. You've got, oh, Pret a Manger is a new one. They've only just recently opened this Pret over here, which is exciting. And yeah, over there is the main entrance, I would say, to Marne la Vallée station. So if you keep going that way, you'll find the TGV trains, the Eurostar entrance as well, if you're taking the direct route back to London. From here, which at the moment, those Eurostars unfortunately aren't even running. But generally speaking, the route from Paris is always going to be cheaper anyway. Right, let me take this and keep going. This is it. This is the station. The RER area is just next to the main station. Obviously, they're both in the same station, just different sections of it, if that makes sense. Again, even here, you've got the signs very clearly. So on your way back, you've got the RER sign here if you come here, and you know exactly where you need to go. Same thing as I did when I came here. Same kind of journey, obviously, the opposite side. So you'd do the long journey first from Marne la Vallée to Châtelet-Les-Halles, and then you'd swap to the B or D lines, and then back to Gare du Nord. But yeah, for now, we are just gonna leave. Oh, I can already see parts of Disney Village. There you go. A lot of you actually ask me, what happens, Sam, when you get to Marne la Vallée station? Like, what's the first thing you see when you come out of the station if you get the Eurostar? And this is it. Oh my god, I can see the moon as well. Oh, look at that half moon over there. That's cute. Quite foggy here. But yeah, it's like about 9:30 p.m. right now. I want to get to my hotel and get something to eat because I'm quite hungry. But there you go, this is Disney Village, and then if you go to the left hand side is where you'd be able to get like buses and stuff. Honestly, I try my best to be as professional as I can in these videos for you, but I just had to take a moment for myself to appreciate the fact that I'm here. I don't know why I feel this way every single time, and like I said, I'm very, very lucky that I do get to come here a lot. But I'm just so happy. Like, it's been quite a long day of traveling at the end of the day, and yeah, it's nice to finally be here. You know, I've seen this many a time, and obviously Marne la Vallée station is just behind me. I love the station, although sometimes I don't like it when it's time to leave. I don't really like it. But yeah, the weather's really nice as well. It's obviously cold and quite chilly, but I like this weather for Paris. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. Also, very quickly, I wanted to show you the time, because I did stop the time watch as soon as we got to Marne la Vallée station. So 43 minutes and 58 seconds. So basically close to 44 minutes. Yeah, 3/4 of an hour. Not bad at all, in my opinion. You know, 15 euros something to get from Gare du Nord, basically central Paris, all the way to Disneyland Paris. I would much rather pay that, 15 euros, instead of 50 euros to get a taxi. Again, taxis are great as well. 50, 60, 70 euros they can cost depending on traffic and stuff. And if you want to treat yourself, if it's something special and you just, you know, have the money. I've taken taxis before, like I said, it just depends on my mood. Because I come here so often, normally I try to save money. But taxis are always an option as well as Ubers. It's very weird seeing this area so foggy though at this time of evening. Also, just to be getting here so late. I've never done this before so late. I've never gotten to Disneyland Paris at this time of evening before. And I like it. Disney Village sounds quite energized on this Thursday evening. Like there's music going on, etc. And I can already see some Christmassy garlands. So there'll be loads of videos actually coming from this recent trip that I've done to Disneyland Paris. Christmas videos coming up in the next few weeks, so make sure you're subscribed to see them. But that is the station over there. I'm going to go that way to get my shuttle bus to my hotel. I'll speak to you when I get to my hotel, actually. Why not? And that is it. That is the end of the video. I'm finally in my hotel room. Well, I've been here for the past hour or so. I went down, got myself some food, ate it. Very, very nice food, by the way. I'm staying at the Magic Circus Hotel, which is a partner hotel. So if you want to watch a full video of a tour at this hotel as well, make sure you're subscribed, because the video will be coming up at some point in the near future, hopefully. Here's a very quick sneak peek, though, of the room. It's a beautiful room. I love it. I love the colours, especially this wall here. Like the two major walls behind me, because weirdly I feel like I'm actually matching with them. I'm wearing my Disneyland Paris blue Wish spirit jersey, and it just weirdly matches with all the stars behind me. Anyway, it's like 20 past 11 p.m. I've had a long day of traveling, so I'm just going to watch them YouTube. I feel very full as well. The burger was phenomenal. Like I said, watched the Magic Circus hotel tour to see what it was like, but it was very good. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful at all. I would love to know if it's going to help you in your future travels or anything. And like I said, if you have any questions as well, feel free to leave them down below, and I will try my very, very best to answer them. But yeah, a very simple process. Also, I did count as well 14 stops. So from Châtelet-Les-Halles to Marne la Vallée, it's 14 stops. Just because I was bored on the tube journey, I decided to count exactly how many stops there are to Marne la Vallée, just in case you're wondering. Thought I'd add this info in. Thank you for watching. I need to go. Subscribe. Bye-bye.